Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here for the Straight Jacket podcast, 320. And as usual, we're back here after another loss. It's actually just normal at the minute, you know what I mean? Should have been normal, and we will discuss that as well, but it is becoming a regular thing now to come here on a Monday on a Straight Jacket podcast and talk about a loss, man. But before all of that, you know what I mean? Make sure you lot hit the like button. That would be amazing, guys. Every single one of us right now. The first thing you should be doing is hitting the like button. That means then this show can go out to more people, more viewers, more everyone. You know what I'm saying to you? And obviously subscribe to the channel. Nuruddin, man, it's cold out there, man. I was out today, man, and it's choppy. You know when they say choppy, it's choppy, mate. You know what I mean?
It's brisk.
It's brisk.
Brisk, mate. Brisk.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Big up, Saeed. How you doing? You good? Yeah, I'm good. But other than that, yeah. All love, man. All good. Other than you know who. You know, I started the weekend really well. Went to a friend's party, really nice with friends. Really had an amazing time with beautiful people. So it was all love. Saturday just chilled. And Sunday, you know what I mean? It was Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday was Saturday, but Sunday was Sunday. But yeah, big up and love to everybody. Smash the likes, people. Big up Chunks. I saw Chunks. I know that you did a watch along on Saturday for that event, for that thing that you did.
Yeah. Big up Match for Hope. Yeah.
And Fox Stormzy while we're there as well, innit? Big up Chunks.
Yeah,
Fox Stormzy.
Yeah, I'm that guy, man.
Fox Stormzy. Big up. Chunks.
Big
for
up,
standing
man.
with the people in Palestine, innit? Free Palestine while we're there.
Always, man. Free Sudan, free Congo,
Palestine, free Lebanon, free Congo, free Tigray, free Ogaden. Free them all.
Free them all, man. Free them all.
Yeah. Free Man United from the cases and INEOS as well while we're there.
We're never free, man. Big up Belay Visual, man. Long-term watcher of the channel, man. He says,
Big up Belly Visual. Belly, where are you, man? I miss you on Twitter, man.
Yeah, man.
Are you happy that Rashford? Are you happy that Rashford's gone and we go down to 15th? Are you happy about that,
yeah? You're part of the problem. Big up to Belay Visual, man. Musa will be joining us. Minna can't join us today. She'll be back next week, man. It's her birthday today, so big up Minna.
Happy birthday, Minna.
Happy birthday, Minna, man. You know what I'm saying? Not the greatest of birthday presents, but listen, don't expect a birthday present from Man United. That's one for sure.
Why?
But you know what, man? Where are you at right now? Because it's difficult, man. It's a difficult time. Everyone's pointing the fingers at the manager. You know, there's ownership issues. You got Gary Neville chipping in now with his comments now, which is I found very, very baffling.
You need to go to my channel and play the video. You need to go to my channel on YouTube. Play the video, mate. Play the video.
Yeah.
I was ahead of the curve yet again. I already done a video on Gary, mate, about how Gary's compromised people. I told everybody already months ago, about Gary Neville being compromised. He's never gonna come out. Gary's got that apartments. I'm dreaming of apartments and millions of pounds. Yeah, he wants to join the billionaire club. You see Gary Neville you seen him at the Davos, you know, the billionaires. They go to Switzerland, innit? Gary's there walking around, you know what I mean? He wants to be, forget millionaire, between a multi-millionaire, 100 million. He wants to be a billionaire, mate. He wants to be the next Elon Musk. And that's why I think, for me, the fact that he's on, he can never give objective. Never be objective. For me, the day that I ever stopped listening to Gary Neville is the day he said he's never gonna call out what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was doing in terms of tactics. So from that day, then he can never be objective about any other. He can never be. Oh, he told us that day that he can be objective about Manchester United in terms of what the manager, what the coaches are. So Gary Neville can go
sell out,
man.
I mean?
He can fuck off, man. Prick.
Yeah, we'll get on to Gary Neville's comments as well in a bit. But like, how you feeling, man? After another loss, I think that's now 8 losses in 12 for Ruben Amorim. You know what I mean? This is very, very unprecedented times, man. You know what I mean? For a manager to be losing this amount of games. But do you feel like, is it become like numb to you? Do you feel like anger? Like, do you feel like it's a sense of like, it must stop? Will it stop? Like, how do you feel like? Because a lot of people are angry, but it's like, you know, what are we angry for? Is it to get, you know, pressure on INEOS? Is to get the manager out? Like, where do you think people's angers are at right now? And what's your kind of feelings, bro?
Yeah, my kind of feelings that Saeed, like more than most, you know, I've known that what the Glazers have been doing to the football club for the past 12
years.
I knew that was going to catch up with us, regardless what people were telling me how negative I was, and whether in Spaces on Twitter. I'm not being on Spaces Twitter. I don't know if you noticed. I've stayed away from Twitter.
No.
The past couple of months, I've not been on there. Yeah. I've not been on there or whatever. But yeah, it's been But I've been telling everybody. I've been warning times like this to come, and people were telling me, nah, you're exaggerating and you're negative. So for me, other than the actual physical anger from when I watch a game, the over status of the club, I'm not that shocked or surprised. And I've been angry for 20 years. You know, since the first day they took over, I've been angry. That was at the first protest.
I don't know, 2005.
I came from Liverpool my last year.
Yeah.
I came back, and I went to the protest, and I saw the Glazers getting police escorted out of Old Trafford, and full on uprising outside. I don't say riots, it's uprising, innit? Uprising, man. It was an uprising of the United fans. So for me, am I shocked where we are? No, I'm not shocked where we are. I thought long and hard yesterday watching us, and to be fair, the past week anyway, I've been really thinking about like Amorim. Where do I stand on Amorim? And I'm like, nah, I'm not blaming Amorim for shit. Even though you can fault him for certain things, but Saeed, he didn't bring himself here. Who bought him here? Who bought him? Who bought him here? And then who let go of? And who let go 2 attacking players he could have used in the squad? Who let them go without replacing them?
What I will question you in that one. He let them go, but is it his choice of going back to replacements?
No.
He didn't allow them to go though. He didn't allow them.
No. He did allow them, but at the end of the day, who kind of forced his hand? I genuinely don't think it was him. I think he's covering up. That's what I blame him for. So this is the BS that I've seen from Amorim, and most coaches, Man United, have done it. Ollie did it. Majority of them have done it. Where he's coming out defending, saying it's our fault, that it's because the positions we're in, the first team is in, it's the reason why people are getting sacked, because we're not playing in the Champions League and all that. Listen, shut the F up, Amorim. You've only been here for flipping 3 months, mate. How's it your fault? This has been 20 years in the making. Not 10 years, 20 years in the making. 20 years in the making. That debt had stayed through. Manchester United paid nearly £1 billion in debt interest. So this idea is his fault and these current players' fault. Why people are getting sacked is BS. It's absolute BS. The other thing that he's coming out saying it was me. No, Saeed, we know that the big earners, they targeted Casemiro, targeted Rashford, and they targeted Anthony. And maybe he don't rate Anthony. I'll give him the Anthony. We know Malassi had to go because he needs first team football. That's another thing. But at the end of the day, Saeed, it is what it is. To me, the responsibility solely lies on Glazers and INEOS. They have dragged the club to the depth of despair. But more pain, people. So get ready. More pain. And you know where I stand.
I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think when you look at it, Marujin, we can't do. There's a fine line between saying we should accept defeats versus what the club is and where we're at right now. Like in the short term, right? Does Amorim just need to get results, or you like, you know what? Like, because I remember weeks ago, you were saying that, you know what, this is not acceptable, and we're not playing good football, and it's not like
yeah, but
what's changed?
No, you know why? I've analysed it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I thought really, Saeed, I'm not lying to you. Man United do it to me. I've gone for long walks.
Wow.
I've gone on long cycles, like on my bike, and long kind of walks, and really thought about it. And I'm like, how am I blaming a guy who's here for 3 months on a problem? And you know why? I've been telling you as well lately, and I've been saying to people, the difference between this season side and last season under Ten Hag is that last season we were good at robbing people. We were
we were good at scamming results.
We were scamming results. This season we're not scamming results, and that's why where we are. The football we were playing last season on the Vanguard on the Ten Hag was almost like 13th, 14th level football, right? This season has come to the flourishing. But for me, when they got players out and they didn't even get in loans, couple of loans to fit in his system that he wants to play, then for me, I can't blame the coach. I can't. Regardless how much he wants to be now, he's like almost the guy who's become the bulletproof for the try to protect INEOS and the Glazers by saying, oh, it's up to us, it's up to us. I can't. So when I look at it in that analysis, and it's a bit more neon study, it's not just reactionary, it's not just emotional. And when I thought about that hard, cold facts, I think he didn't know fuck up. We know more about Manchester United than he does. He was fucking he's managing a team in Sporting Lisbon where everybody's a fucking athlete, Saeed. Everybody can run and can play the modern football. Manchester United have recruited, and the recruitment in the past decade has been non-athletes. Players who can't get up and down, no engines, no robust players. So why am I blaming that? And then I also thought about Ranić. Ranić said Manchester United play. Like the biggest thing was yesterday. Yeah, I wrote a tweet. I said second half we performed a bit better. We played better in the second half. And if we would have took our chances, we just thought we couldn't take them. Right? We actually created chances yesterday in the second half, but. I think about Ranić saying no physicality. We don't have physical. We don't have modern players. So then, with all of my analysis, with all of my long cycles, having a really thoughtful analysis, other than being emotional, I come to the conclusion I'm not going to blame some guy because INEOS did a strategic review. Glazers have been here for 20 years. Glazers have done what
you think two things can be right.
No. INEOS have done. So the idea of me now blaming him and saying, there is parts of it he can be blamed. Of course, decide 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 things can be right at the same time. It can be many different factors. But overall factor where Manchester United find themselves in, the blame is in INEOS. The blame is with INEOS. The blame is with the Glazers and the new structure. Because at the end of the day, players who could use outside yesterday, imagine having Anthony and Rashford off the bench to be able to use to get you a goal or to create something in that game. That could have happened. Ahmad being fit. I know if Ahmad was fit, he would have scored a goal yesterday. I know that.
No, 100%. I guarantee
Ahmad would have scored a goal yesterday. Ahmad would have took one of because the space, there was so much space, right? Giving what Spurs weren't that great. Spurs were shit. You know what I mean? So the space was there. But those players can go, but did they give him players to bring him in for loan players for him till the back end of the season that can help him out? No, they didn't. But of course, structurally, there are things that we can blame him for. But I will say this game, I can't really blame him too much. But for the other games, I can when he's had a full squad, the full things. But for me, it's simple. Players and coaches do not bring themselves. They don't pay themselves the big wages. They're hired by people. And the people who hire them cannot fucking hide and throw coaches under the bus.
Yeah.
My 2 pence.
Big up, Kaz. She said, how hard is it being a United fan? Very, very hard at the minute. Big up to you, Kaz. Asif says, Asif Amarji says, Glazes out. Amorim out. A top manager should be able to work with the squad he has to an extent. 10 August, 5-6 points of top 4. What's my new manager bounce? Iraola in. Snake Eye says, I think Amorim needs to adapt to get some results. He needs to adapt to the strength of the squad. I can't blame him. He needs to adapt to what he has. Mama Digital says, like and respect Amorim, agree with Troy, who I thought was crazy before. Amorim should be sacked. Disaster if we buy him players. And he cried after a few injuries. And Killer says, big up all. This applies to United. And every time I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel, it turns out to be an oncoming train. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Over 1,000 people in the building. Musa, man, you know what I'm saying to you, man? I don't know, man. the poets ran out of words, but he's also running out of time, man. A lot of the fan base are turning on him. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I said, I've kind of done all of that nonsense in and out, and I just want what's best for the club, innit? But like,
time is ticking. Time is ticking. Time is ticking.
Leave early? Did you leave early yesterday? Was it?
I left early. I left early. The game time was ticking. To be honest, see yesterday's game. Yesterday's game was a battle of the flipping. It was a 6-pointer. It was the battle of the flipping. I don't know.
The mids. Battle of the mids. Yeah.
Battle of the mids, or the second worst team in the league. You know what I mean? We were battling to see who's the second worst team in the league. Because, like you said, the bottom three came up. They're going down. So it's really only between Wolves and whoever's in front of them. But looking at yesterday's game, and to be fair to Spurs had a lot of players come back from injury who are big players for them, who were injured beforehand. And then they also were at home to a bad Man United. For Spurs not to take home advantage, also having their big players come back yesterday, it would have been unfair as well for them in terms of, if you look at their situation that they're in, not to really be saying this is 3 points. Imagine Man United, we've got our injuries at Old Trafford. You know, we got Spurs coming along with all their problems, and we got players like Ahmad and that coming back. We expect to win that game. So Spurs expected to win the game. It wasn't a pretty game. It's not one of those games where I look at Amorim and I'm like, oh, Amorim, like, you know, like yesterday's game is not the game why I'm upset with Amorim. There's a lot of reasons why I'm upset with Amorim, but it wasn't yesterday's game. Yesterday was just a reminder of what's been happening beforehand. But I wouldn't say United deserved the point or deserved to win. At the end of the day, there's two crap teams and one of them's got home advantage. You know what I'm saying? So they got to take that advantage. But what I would say is that Amorim is coming at Man United and he's underestimated the job. And let's deal with what Amorim said himself. Amorim's admitted that he's underestimated the job. Because when he's asked the question, you said that there's going to be a storm and we're going to all have to deal with a storm. But has this storm been worse than you had thought? Amorim said, of course, it's been worse than I thought. So that shows that he's underestimated the level of the storm. Amorim thought it was going to rain Amorim thought it was going to be spitting a bit of rain, a bit of wind, but there's tornadoes going on. And he's like, whoa, this is a real storm. You know what I'm saying? Noah and the ark. And he has to get everyone on board. But the reality is not everyone's getting on board. When the storm comes, and this is a perfect analogy, Noah and the ark. When the storm comes, people have to believe you to jump on your ark, that's where the safety is going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody that what you have planned is the safe option. And when there's a storm going on, people start to doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, where should I go? Where should I hide for cover? Amorim has to galvanize this group of players and tell them, I know how to get us out of this storm. But they don't know if he's the man. And I feel like the reason is because only wins make people start believing. And the problem we have is that you can look at Ange. Ange has played and has shown that Spurs can play to a high level when they have all their players and they're in their system. We've seen Spurs playing at a high level with Ange. But the problem with what Amorim has is that he's not been backed. He doesn't know if he's going to get backed because it depends on players being sold. And this is a key part. Everybody agreed. We don't care if we're sitting bottom half of the league, but we can see something to get behind in terms of a style of play in football. The biggest problem that Amorim has is that he's come in and he hasn't shown anything to the fan base to actually really get behind. You know what I'm saying? We're not scoring 4s and 5s and turning over some of the lower teams. No, we're actually struggling with the lower side teams and maybe turning up with the bigger side teams in the league. So
we're getting turned over by the small teams, 3-0, 2-0, 3.
That's the problem.
Just to kind of and continue with your point, yeah. You know, when you're losing, yeah, I feel like it's more like you need to see a bit more to like when you're in that moment, because you might be in that moment again. So when it's like that PTSD of when we're in this moment, can the manager galvanize us and basically set us up in a way where we're not going to be continuing to lose? So saying that we go on a 1-2 game losing run, yeah, is it going to be 3-4? Is it going to be, you know what I mean? Like, and that's something that I am a bit concerned.
You said it. Ever since you gave them the 2-game challenge, they haven't stepped up.
Not once. Not once. Not
Win
once.
2 games back to back.
No, we haven't won that.
Yeah. Just win 2 league games back to back, and they haven't stepped up. So they're panicking, and that's a problem. When you go through, when you're Manchester United and you're 15th in the league, you can't put 2 wins together. Noradin's been telling us this is relegation form, but everyone's just playing games, like laughing and smiling. And this is what I want to say to you is this. If Wolves are able to catch us, so is flipping Ipswich. Because
they won't. That's the problem. They won't.
Well, no, but this is my thing. If I
don't need that. But Musa, I don't need Ipswich to catch us up. Yeah, for me to be like, yo, we're a dead team. I know Ipswich don't need to do anything.
No, we're a dead team. No, we're a dead team, Saeed. We're a dead team. But can we get relegated? Where is our next win coming from?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I swear down to you, bro. Even that game against Ipswich at home, I watched it now. Yeah. Hold on a minute.
Do it now. Get the fixture.
No, but I keep doing it, Nuruddin. I'm tired, man.
Fixtures up. Get the fixtures
I've done it too many times, bro. What's the point? There's no point looking at fixtures.
There's no win, man. No, my thing is this. Then my thing is this. I want to look at Wolves and Ipswich's fixtures. Where can they pick up wins? Because I don't think we're going to pick up any wins. But when I look at Ipswich and I look at Wolves, they're having a go at teams. Even Leicester.
Yeah, no, but Wolves went at Liverpool. They could have got something like that.
There we go. So they look like they're more likely to pick up a win in the right games. We just don't look like we're going to pick up a win.
Musa, I watched Ipswich here against Aston Villa, and they played with 10 men against Aston Villa.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, Rashford came on in the second half, yeah, and did something, yeah. But Ipswich looked good, you know.
Yeah, Ipswich looked good. They put in a shift. This is what I'm saying. So if these teams can pick up, we're all saying, oh, we can't get caught. We can't see Man United getting another win, but we can see Wolves and Ipswich picking up one here or there. They only need to get 3 wins in the next 7 games or
that's
5 games.
They haven't been doing that. That's the issue. But and we've like that's what I'm saying. We have created, and by the way, big up to Rant's Raid, by the way. Big up the people joining from Rant's channel. My thing is, yeah, that buffer that we've created here, I don't see it as a positive. Like, it's not a positive. That is just an indictment that the fact that we still have a 5% chance of getting relegated.
Let me see this buffer. Let me see how big this buffer is. What's this buffer that we have?
It's a big buffer. It's not, but it's mostly, you don't need to look at that for you to be like, we are shit and what's going wrong.
But can we get caught? I want to know if we can get caught.
I don't think so. I'll be, listen, that would be my famous last words, but I don't think so. They've not put up a run all season, Ipswich. They've not. So for me, it's like, I'm not really looking at that, bro. That's in back. But the fact that we're 15, bro, if West Ham beat Arsenal next week, which I don't know the chance of that year, then we are going to be 16. That's enough for me to know that we are rubbish. Even if you're finishing top 10, it's rubbish. I call that hard.
You know that the fact David Moyes has come in to an Everton side. That
that's the damning.
That's the damning.
I don't care what anybody says, yeah, about it's not his team and it's no. A manager that can get 4 wins out of 6, yeah, that right there should be credited. I don't care who it is, man.
Credited.
You should credit them. I don't care what it is.
The team was finished. The players were out of salt.
Yes.
They were relegated. And the manager.
That's why I disagree. That's why I fundamentally disagree with you guys.
I know what Nouri's going to do. He's going to blame it on the club, and even though he doesn't realize how bad Everton are, there's their ownership.
No, I'm not. Everton have
okay, explain to me why Everton have won 4 out of 6.
Okay, a new coach has come in. His name is Ruben Amorim. He wasn't my choice. I told you people. I had a PTSD, and I got into arguments with you, Saeed, when you were telling me, "Oh, you shouldn't be worried about whether they come from abroad or not." And I was saying, "Give me Areola or give me De Zerbi." They were my 2 choices. And then I actually did say Hans Flick as well. And I said maybe my 3rd choice would be Hans Flick. I said that. And a lot of people were like, Hans Flick is gone. So please just know that Ruben was not, I thought he was going to Liverpool or whatever. That's what my mentality was. It wasn't on my radar in that sense. But with all due respect, Ruben Amorim can set up in a 5-4-1 formation and just defend like dogs and then hoof the ball up the pitch and try to get things from corners and free kicks and stuff like that. Let me finish. Mute yourself for a minute. Mute yourself for a minute, both of you.
I don't like
I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you.
Hearing this agenda.
Please. Listen, I need.
Have you been watching Everton? Have you been watching Everton?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
It's not whose fault.
Listen, no.
Okay, cool.
Listen, just mute yourself, please. Right. So Amorim was coming. Amorim is tasked with coming in. This I'm talking to you lot here. This is an opinion and what I see. Amorim's been tasked with to get Manchester United. So Ten Hag said he's not going to do it. Ten Hag shit himself, right? Ollie tried to do it in his last year, and we were getting battered right, left, and center because Ollie tried to do this full press thing. Now, we talked about our players not being conditioned to play this modern style of football where it's very robust, and at times you have to play one-on-one, right? Very robust, and at times you have to play one-on-one, right? So that's the thing. So Ollie tried it. He got battered, right? And Ollie then came out and explained it. I was like, well, we're playing counter-attacking football, really, defending and then sucking and then moments FC. That's what we were living off. I couldn't do it. Ten Hag came in and Ten Hag said, I'm not doing it. I don't have the players to do this, to play that type of football that what I was brought in, which we truly criticized him for. Amorim has come in and said, no, I'm going to, and that's the biggest thing I respect. My coaches who are going to die. If Amorim was to change now, I would be like, he's a coward. So let me explain what I'm saying to you. David Moyes has gone in to a Everton. If you know about Sean Dyche and David Moyes, they play similar style of football, right? They play similar style of football. The most important thing that he's done, and because I got Evertonians who I've got really close with, you know what I mean? I've been to watch United away Everton, you know what I mean? I can get tickets, you know what I mean? Sitting with the nice chairs, like I say, a Goodison, you know, I've always known, I've got people, right? And when you looked at it, Sean Dyche, psychologically, the players were all down. David Moyes has come in, gave confidence to Beto, but they've not changed the style of play, the way they've been playing. At times they play, but if you watch the way they play, they get the ball quick as they win it, and they get the ball up the pitch quick as they can. There is no intricacy of passing and playing throughout the back, right? So it's a different type of football. Amorim has come in, and he's trying to instill. Now you can say you can blame him for this. He's trying to instill a style of play that is quite robust and a way he wants to play, right? Into a football club where majority of the players cannot fit in. And even Ranić told us how many managers back that Manchester United players.
Man, I'm sorry.
That's not. Let me finish. Just let me finish.
But it's bollocks, mate. It's bollocks.
You can think that, but let me finish.
But what are you talking about?
Let me finish. Ranić said Manchester United. Saeed, I'm trying to explain something to you because I don't know if you know the historical context of this, right? Right. And I'll never forget the game. Never in my life will I forget the game. Liverpool at home first, because he came in January, didn't he? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in at Christmas, didn't he? Against Liverpool, he tried Lingard, Rashford, Herrera, Martial. I think there was 4 players in the first time in the history of Manchester United. Within 35 minutes, 4 players pulled up with muscle injuries because we tried to press as much as Liverpool. We tried to do the press as Liverpool did under Jurgen Klopp. Those players were pulled up. We couldn't play that football. So what did we do? What we call cowardly football. You know, everybody behind the ball, and then we counter-attack and play transitional football. Ruben Amorim has come in and said, nah, fuck that. We're going to try to play a certain way, the modern way. Unfortunately, INEOS, who hired him, who interviewed him in the summer, knew that the squad is not compatible to play the way he wants to play. But he's come and said, nah, from day dot, I'm going to play my style of football. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go change for nobody. And he has tried to stick to that. But please don't try to compare us because they're winning games, Everton and Manchester United. United are trying to play a different way of football.
Results. Are we in a results-based business? Yes or no?
No, Saeed, no, listen to me. I want you to check. I want you to calm down. Remember what you were saying before Amorim came in. You said you want a manager to come in and instill his style of play. Now,
I did say that.
Unfortunately, as Moose has alluded to it, Moose has alluded to this. Amorim has now realized, oh shit, these players actually cannot play my system. And I've tried.
Does that mean we can't get results?
No.
So what my thing is this, though,
he's trying to stick to the way of playing.
But can't they play, why can't they just do the back five then? Why can't they? Because the system, I get it, but there's different ways to implement that system. There's a defensive way, there's an offensive way, there's a possession-based one. You can play that system and be counter-attack. You can play that system and be defensive. You can play that system and be possession-based. When he comes in at Man United and he hasn't got the players to be attacking or possession-based, then he has to play that system in a defensive way.
Okay, Musa. But listen, he's saying to you, I've listened to his press conferences really carefully.
Yeah, he's a good
Omar Barada, when I thought he's a good speaker, Saeed, he said the guy on Sky asked him, the club has asked me to start the work, meaning that to play like one of the big clubs where Manchester United are not doing shit baggery. And we have seen that against Man City, even though they've not been that great this season. We went to the Etihad and actually had controlled aspects of the ball game, and actually we deserved to win that game. We had the better chances in the second half.
No, I agree.
Against Liverpool, we had the better chances. Now, I'm sorry to say, guys, the football we've gone to at the Etihad on the pep and won like cowards. Pure counter-attacking football on the Ollie. Here, he's trying to change that way of playing where United can keep hold of the ball. Now, where I agree with both you, Musa, and Saeed is that we don't have the players, so can you slightly kind of vary the way you're playing? Can you slightly make it so that you're not bleeding? You know what I mean? Stop the bleeding, right? That's what Musa saying. Stop. Well, I know what he's saying, Saeed. Stop the bleeding. But at this moment in time, he's not found a formula to stop the bleeding. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. When majority of you come out and say, but look at Everton are winning. If you're looking for wins, let me finish. Gary fucking O'Neill can come here, right? Any decent level coach can come here and make Manchester United hard to beat, stop conceding goals, and then we play for free kicks and fucking corners, try to score headers. Everybody can do that. But the guy is trying to change something that Ranieri tried it. Remember, Ranieri tried it for 45 minutes. He worked. Then the players were like, "Now we can't do this shit. We can't." Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tried it. 4 injuries in 25 minutes. Manchester, it's never happened in 30-something years, 40-something years in the history of Manchester United. No 4 players have gone off within 25 minutes of the biggest game in English football at Old Trafford. I was there. Saeed was there. We saw it with our own eyes. He has come in and try to change to make us play like a big team so that we can go home and away against the big teams and in the Champions League or whatever to play modern type of football. But unfortunately, Ranieri, I go back to Ranieri. Ranieri said you need physical players to be able to play the modern football. And Manchester United, let me finish. Manchester United, I'm going to mute after this. I'm not going to talk. Manchester United, in the recruitment in the last 10 years or the last 7 years or 5 years, have picked players who have no physicality and who are not athletes. I don't know if you notice, guys, but majority of players who play in the Premier League are athletes. I watch Everton against Crystal Palace.
Everton had Ashley Young on the pitch. They had a guy called O'Brien.
They got 9 of the players running.
Would you take better up front? Would you take half these Everton players? Would we take half of these Everton players like United? We wouldn't. So I'm sorry. Allow this nonsense about this and that and this player's physicality. What I'm saying to Norton, I hear you, Norton. No, hold on a minute. I hear you. We need to have this style of play. Because you landed, Norton.
Yesterday, they were weak. They were weak. And you saw it. Majority of them, they were gassing out and they couldn't even cover any space.
You know me. I'm not saying to you, that the man has got wholeheartedly to blame, but we have to hold him accountable. You're letting him off too much, Nordin. And that same premise here of Everton getting wins, they're getting wins. We're in the same premise here. They're getting wins out of a difficult situation. There is no difference to Ruben Amorim at this stage, Nordin. It's not.
They know
to survive. It's not about playing the style of football. In this predicament right now, which you're in right now, you have to get wins.
Because the question I'm asking is this. The question I'm asking is this. Cool. Ruben Amorim is playing his style of football. If he continues to do that until the end of the season, not just the setup, but the implementation of his style, the way he's trying to implement it. What is he and his squad gonna learn? If we continue on this vein of form, he's not going to learn anything. He's going to
not learning anything. My thing is, we're not learning anything.
He's going to have a group of players who are dejected, miserable, flipping, no positivity running through the whole squad, because losing just drains you. Losing drains you. So the thing I'm saying is this: when Ruben Amorim Sporting Lisbon beat Man City, they weren't this possession-based team that beat City. They didn't even have most of the possession. They were defending deep and countering on the attack. Manchester United's back seven is as good as any seven in the league. Our back seven, look, that's where our strength is. Listen, let me name it. That's where our strength is. You can't tell me De Ligt, Mazraoui, and Martinez, with the wing backs of with whatever wing backs we have, Dogu, and then you put Ugarte and another midfielder. That's just as good as any. That's where our strength is. That's why before Amorim came, we weren't conceding crazy goals like this. We actually had a good defensive record. The problem is, remember,
we had less goals conceded than Arsenal and them teams.
Of course we did. At the start of the season, this is where we were bigging up Onana with the flipping with the most clean sheets. We were defensively solid. The problem we've always had at Man United is it's a graveyard shift. So we're saying, cool, there are going to be moments in the Champions League and in other competitions where you're going to have to understand the defensive aspects of Amorim's style. It's not always going to be possession-based. You're not going to go to Madrid and just out-possession them and Man City. No. There's another aspect. So all I'm saying to Amorim is, this season, teach them your defensive aspect of your game. We know it's not only that, but to get through this season, teach them that. So at least this team goes into the next season knowing how to totally defend. Because Amorim keeps, and one thing Amorim said, like you said, he speaks very well. Amorim said the forward play and the forward positions and tactics that you need, he goes, those things take longer time on the training field, which I don't have. So we know that the forward style and of creating more goals and scoring more goals is going to take time. But the defensive aspect doesn't. Get your team to defend. I don't care if it's 0-0, 1-1, as long as we're not losing. Let's get all the draw. I don't care if we had, if how many losses have we had, Saeed? 12.
No, 8 in 12. 8 in 12.
We've had 8 losses in 12. If we would have had 8 draws, that would have been 8 points. I don't care if people say we're not winning, we're just drawing games. It's better to draw them, be defensive, and just be losing outright. Because even drawing, it allows the players to think to themselves, you know what, at least we didn't lose. At least we didn't lose. Let's build on this. Let's score a goal. Just outright losing games is not going to help Amorim. And I told guys, I'm not this super Amorim in. But I've told guys from the beginning, this manager cannot come in hot like a few games into the season, not get backed in his first window and be all right with it. And then when he's asked, like Noureddin said, he starts talking about, we need to do, it's our fault people are losing their jobs. You just came here. So what has it got to do with you? You just came here to fix the flipping job. And you're telling us about it's your fault and the team's fault why people are losing their jobs. No, you should have came here with your commands of, I need players in the first window in January and I need players in the summer. Then they ask him about the summer and he goes, this club and our issues with PSR. We got to sell. What are you doing, bro? He thinks by being the speaking mouth of INEOS, his job safe. He doesn't know that INEOS are more reckless than the Glazers. They will sack him before next season starts. And you see when Amorim gets sacked, mark my word, when Amorim gets sacked, if he gets sacked, it will come out of nowhere. INEOS won't give us there won't be no warning sign. It will just be that Amorim's been sacked for Manchester United, because that's how Jim moves.
Listen, please understand. I'm giving a perspective, right? A perspective of what, try to compare us to Everton, where Sean Dyche and David Moyes play similar style of football, and all he's done is put their arms around people and got better win and say, look, you can do this, you can be a top striker, whatever, right? The point I just want to make to you guys is that as Amorim made mistakes, yes, I expected him to make fucking mistakes because, like I said, I prefaced it, we know more about the players we have, and we know more about this league than he will ever do, right? So, has he made mistakes? Yes. Do I agree with this man for man? I said it last week, on the week before. So any time I said it the other day that this man for man is not right. You shouldn't be doing that. On the ball, play your system. Off the ball, we should be more tighter and actually protect the defense. But then I looked at it yesterday. We've always got players at the back. Just the defenders are dopey and donkeys. I'm sorry to say. You watched the goal yesterday. How many players are in line? The guy takes a shot. We've got 3-4 defenders with a young guy who just came in his first game, proper game. And everybody's sleeping. There's no communication. So, can Amorim improve the system? Yes. Is there a different ways to play it where you're not conceding goals? Yes. Has he found that formula? No, he hasn't. But I'm not going to blame Amorim. I blame the people who bought him in, who fucked up the Ashworth thing, fucked up not sacking Ten Hag from last season, then sacking Ten Hag when all of us knew, every Manchester United knew, any dips in the season for Eric Ten Hag when he got restated as the coach, right? That was going to happen. That he was going to get sacked, right? Because of what happened last season. So at the end of the day, I agree with Musa. These guys are donkeys. They don't have a clue. And all I'm saying my message to Amorim, if he sees this, Amorim, self-preservation, my friend.
This is what we're saying, Noordine, the self-preservation, because I would agree with you. INEOS are just like the Glazers. And this is what I said earlier in the group. I said, you only do business with people who are like you. You don't do business with people who are not like you. People only do deals with men that understand, like, yeah, he's like me. I said the Qataris were nothing like the Glazers. They were like, listen, you're on the stock market. Your shares have been valued. That is open for everyone to see. You're only worth 3.5 billion. We're going to give you 1.5 and clear your debt on top. What do you want? Where are you playing games? And we don't want to share with you because the club's a mess. We need a new stadium. We need a lot of things to do. And remember, the English media kept on saying that the Glazers are not happy with the Qataris because they're making them look bad by saying that Man United is in a mess. Just shut up. Right? The club's in a mess. They're giving you more than it's worth. They weren't in it. But here comes Jim Ratcliffe, the rat. Don't worry, in Glazers. You're not that bad. We understand what you're trying to do. We understand you're trying to make money off the land and you're trying to get more money out of Man United and squeeze the hell out of them and not pay your debts and to get it off, blah, blah, blah. So they were happy to do that. So when you have people who are just like the Glazers, there's no difference. Even when you look at INEOS and how they run Nice and their other club, they're just the same. These guys haven't done anything. They don't do anything. They spend money with no results. They spent money in it compared to all the other French teams in that league. They spent a lot of money.
But they actually have. Where have
they finished? They haven't finished anywhere but fourth. And guess what? Nice were finishing fourth before they got there. So you haven't done anything special, and that's without spending the money. So if you think at Nice are thinking, we've been finishing these type of positions without your money. You've come with the money, and we're still in the same position. No wonder the fans are not happy with them. Then they.
But you know what my thing is? Yeah, you know what my thing is. Sorry to cut you off, also. You know, with Ratcliffe, yeah, he's not going to look at this situation and be like, yo, like I think he's going to look at this league table, and that's my fear. Is like, yo,
and that's it. So where's the self-preservation? So this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So what the hell is Amorim doing? Talking about it's our fault that people are losing their jobs. You just got there, like Noordine said. Where's your self-preservation?
But Musa, he came out and said the people who got me here have told me to start the work. So he almost alluded to this season's a write-off. He's almost alluded to it the other day.
I think that's also a part of his self-preservation. But I bet Jim Ratcliffe will come out and say, I told you start the work, but not get relegated, son. You're getting relegated. That's what Jim would say. So Jim would free himself from that statement and say, yeah, start the work, start implementing the way you want to play. It doesn't mean you lose 8 out of your 12 games or 13 games. It doesn't mean that. So he needs to understand he needs to go more defensive. Yes, keep your formation, keep your setup.
But he said, I'm going to stick to my beliefs. He said, hey, look. He said, I have a lot of problems. My job is so hard here, but I'm sticking to my beliefs. You know what I mean? But my thing is, yeah, listen, I don't mind the system. I don't mind the formation. Right. I just mind the fact that I feel like sometimes, like, for example, the Everton game. Are we going to sit back against Everton? You know what I mean? Or we're going to actually say, you know what? Let's have it. Let's go toe to toe. I'm going to give you a game here. That's my thing as well. Like, we're going to sit back against Everton and allow them to basically just attack us without laying a glove on them. I said it, we're in a boxing ring and we're allowing the other boxer to punch you. And you're thinking you're going to get that one punch. You know what I mean? But the more he lands, the more he's going to have a chance to just...
Where's Collier? Is Collier injured?
A one punch. Sorry?
Is Collier injured?
Collier, I don't know if he was ill or injured. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in training.
Instead.
Yeah. So, for me... Listen,
Bruno...
By the way, this is the only time...
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you both something?
Hold one second. But I also want to say, I don't think injuries is an excuse for this manager as well. Because he's actually been fortunate, right, with injuries. When I look at Tottenham Hotspur, and fair play, Ange Postecoglou, fair play. I don't know if you see the quote, but he shut him down, said, yo, he talked about injuries, brother, I've had to every team has had to deal with injuries here. This has been almost like unprecedented amount of injuries, over this weekend. So that I can say, fair enough. It's very, very unlucky. But we've actually been quite fortunate with injuries. Yeah. We've had so many players available. Now,
it's also what he was doing, taking players off after an hour. He's been making 5 subs.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I just need to see you manage, like I said, to get results ASAP. Because for me, it's not about playing pretty football now at the minute. I'll be honest with you right now, Nurid. If you ask me right now, what is it about? It's about getting results.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not.
The pretty football. I don't think you're gonna get that right now. There is no pretty football now today in the season. It's about saying to yourself, right? Can I get results now? Can I just let people know that we are going to just ride this? We are going to get over this storm because we've been in a storm. We're not here to float about on a jet on a what do you call it? Surfing. We're not here to surf on the storm, bro. Do you know what I mean? We need to get out of the storm. We need to get offshore. Get on. You know what I mean? Get onto land. It's not about staying in the storm, guys.
One thing is what I'll rate him. No,
we're not in a storm anymore. It's a tsunami, mate. We're in a tsunami.
No, but one thing I rate Amorim about.
Evacuate.
You see what they said to Amorim yesterday. How about a back 4 and then and not playing your back 3? And one thing I rate him for, and I saw it yesterday. He said, if I play a back 4, which I thought of, he said, you know what's going to happen to Maguire in that back 4? That's what he said. He said Maguire. He said Maguire will get stretched and he won't be able to make those runs. So the back 3 actually make, and Amorim sees this and he gets it. But that's the problem. So that's why I'm not worried about the situation. But this system is also making certain players look better than they actually are, like the Maguires, and the fan base is saying, "Oh, he's back."
Yeah, I know. He doesn't come out.
Yeah, he doesn't come out. Yesterday, I watched him and I said, "This guy is a liability." Delo is a liability. Bear man and liabilities on that team. Bruno Fernandes, another liability.
We talk about that.
When I look at Man United and I think, if you have a firing Ahmad, you get an Edison, you get someone like Oshiman, these men who are electric and are busy, the team looks different. It looks totally different. But the problem is, does he have enough self-preservation to last to get to that? Can he last to get to that?
I'll just bring this in yesterday. So, for example, tactically, yesterday, Saeed Musa, and everybody in the chat, who watched it, that because of the way Spurs play, the way Spencer, right, as the left winger, comes in, inverts in, they then have more, they overload us in midfield, innit? Then Maddison gets more space. Now, Bruno, he's supposed to play as part of number 8 with Casemiro, right?
Yeah.
He then got 3 centre halves at the back. All he would have took, Musa, is one of the centre backs to, soon as Bruno vacates that space, one of the centre backs to push on and to go next to Casemiro. So Casemiro is not by himself. And I actually think Casemiro did really well yesterday.
Bro, again, but then again, there's so many agendas in it, so it is what it is.
No, listen, he did really well. Considering
that
he was left, he was left with 30 yards of space by himself, where players are breaking on him, and Bruno was jumping out to close down Spence, which I thought was risky, right? Very risky, right? So all it would have took, Musa, is that one of the centre halves to use their brains and go, actually, I'll go and drop, push it into midfield so that I can stop the source at the midfield before it comes to us. But we don't have that robust enough. And if you see it, Saeed, I swear to God, if you see it, with Sporting Lisbon, they do that automatically. They do that. Centre-halves do that automatically. So at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it is what it is.
I get it.
Like, I just see the guy, and I'm happy that he's not going to change his principles. I'm happy
he'll die on his principles.
Yeah, and I respect that. You know what? I might not agree, but even if you don't disagree, you have to respect that, because many a coward have gone to convention.
I agree.
Just to get by, to get the odd win, to get the odd loss, and show us a lot of trust. But at the end of the day, we're not making it outside. Look, Ten Hag was a guy who needed specific players to play his system. Then they went and doubled down INEOS and Glazers and bought another guy who needs specific kind of players to a system to function. You can't have that. You can't have that. I'm sorry.
Let me get this super chat. By the way, there's 2,000 people here and there's only 563 likes. You lot are mocking it, man. Like, genuinely mocking it. You lot, man, we're in the pits right now. And yeah, man, hit the like button, people, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. Let's get to 1,000 likes. INEOS do not manage the team. Let's stop. Please stop excuses. Like Max says, all Amorim is good at is smooth talking. Beyond
that's why bring that back. Bring that back. What? Who bought Amorim in? Who bought him in? Who bought Amorim in?
I think it means.
Ago. What are you talking about?
I think it means in terms
of
the team.
What are you talking about?
No, but I think it's not. But he's got a fair point. It's not a fair point.
No, it's not a fair point.
It's not a fair point, man. What he's saying is. But it's true though. Every manager, when they go over that white line, that's down to the manager, not down to INEOS.
Yes. Manager has been bought in at the start of the season and was told now or never, when they knew that the squad does not suit the way he wants to play and that he's stubborn in the way he wants to play. Whose fault is it for hiring him? It's them. Sorry, we all know that. It's them. It's them, mate. It's them for that.
Okay.
It's them. Okay. It's them. It is them.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree.
They bought him here. They bought him here.
All Amorim is good at is smooth talking. Beyond that, he has no substance. If we lose to West Ham and Everton, he's getting sacked 100%. Saeed, do you believe me now? Amorim can't cut it out now. Please. Premier League's high pressure. First 10 games, no recovery. Troy says, please don't buy this clown players. Gary said it on Sky Sports. Sky, no number 9-year-old will set up like that. Musa and team, let's start thinking next managers. Amorim has failed. Sad. As soon as told us like Pogba, Casemiro, Lucho, Simon Jordan told us about Eric Ten Hag, and Gary's telling me about Amorim's system. We're delusional and scared of truths. YUFC says, Musa Saeed, I've said it in last night's stream. He's an experienced manager at this level. He is who he is. We need a manager to coach, we need a manager, not a coach. Brian says, Amorim does not know his best players, zero trust. Have you guys seen Hoyland leak into goldfish? Yeah, I heard about that one, man. Big up to Subachi. Let's be clear, these players are doing their own thing on the pitch. They have Amorim formation, but play Eric Ten Hag ball, slow build up, playing from the back, no intensity. Amorim can't coach and play. JJ Ash says, Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Big up to you, Slick Salam, bro. The fundamentals is the squad and not Amorim, so he won't get sacked 100%. This season is purely an experimental one. And Nathan Gay says, if most players are not going to be there next summer, I should think he should focus on getting results instead of imposing formation. Y'all need saving ASAP. Yeah, again, I think that's another big point as well. You know what I mean? We can have this kind of mentality of, yo, this player is not here and I'd rather play my goalkeeping coach and all of this and that, yeah. That's all good and well, I really rate it, but that does not help you get results. I swear down, man. I rate the way he speaks. I rate it, but for me, I want this to work for the manager. I don't think I can get gassed by another manager that walks through the door. I'm telling you now, guys. I want this to work, but he is not helping himself at the minute, Amorim.
It's like
this is the last point. You don't bring on Chido with 3 minutes to go and expect everyone to be like, you know what? Yeah, Amorim, it's all right, man. It's cool. You don't. Hoyland, you can see he wasn't doing anything. How many players have we seen? How many managers have we seen in the past here? Xavi, top managers in the past, bigger than Amorim, by the way. Top managers said, you know what? I'm going to throw this young kid on, yeah? And you know what? We're going to gamble on it and we're going to do it. That's it. Let's go.
You know what it is, though?
Nothing to lose.
No, it's like, I'm in your position. I can't take another manager. I'm just hoping that Amorim really has the insurance of the summer transfer window, and that his job is that secured, and he's just willing to go again. I'm just hoping that everything that we've been told, that this season he's not under that pressure, and that he has the window in the summer. Because my biggest fear is that he doesn't and they sack him before the summer. But if Amorim gets to start the next season and he knows something we don't, and he gets back to about 5 or 6 players, then I think we're going to be better for it. The only thing that scares me now, because I don't want to do a new manager. Does he get to that? Does he get to that? Because of the bad results. But I think if Amorim has a summer, and we've seen the type of players we've been linked with, you know, players like Tyler Diblin, and I think ballers, people that are going to take the ball on, like the players we're getting linked with, man, them are not players that are scared of the ball. It's not Mason Mount. It's not runners like Cunha. You know,
we've been in a position before, Musa, where a manager who's coming in November has a bad turn of results here, and we end up finishing 50 without 0 trouble. Have we ever seen a manager survive that? Like, I'm being deadly honest with you. Have we seen managers survive that?
No, this is why I'm hoping that he knows something we don't.
Have we seen managers survive that?
I don't think so. This is why I'm hoping he knows something we don't. I'm hoping he knows something we don't.
Yeah, but then also he has said, yo, listen, I am of the understanding that I will get sacked if I don't get results. I don't know if you might hear him say this.
Yeah, I've heard him say something like that.
Bro, he said it, bro. He said, yo, if I don't get results, I'm going. And that's why I said to you, he's never really afraid to be sacked. He's afraid to lose his image of being a manager that fell for the pressure or fell for the, you know what I mean? Like, you get it. Like, he's
also said he's been told to start the work this season. He's also been told that there's going to be bad results. He's been said that as well. Like this season is like a free hit. He's also said that. And I don't think he did say that. I'm not gonna lie to you, Nordin. He didn't say that. He said I need results. I'll bring you the comments. Bro, when they asked him, they said it was going to be difficult. This is not last week was in the interview. He basically said, I'm not trolling here. I'm not telling you something. And to the words of, he said, they said to me, start the work. Look.
This is the article from the Telegraph, yeah? Look. Ruben Amorim admits he could be sacked by Man United if the results do not improve. It's come from his own words, bro.
Yes. So that's any manager. If you don't get results,
not. He's specifically telling you that if I don't get results, Nordin, I will get sacked.
Yes, but that's not any manager.
I'm not saying to you, Nordin, it's going to happen.
But see the full quote. He's talking about if they're in a manager. But for me, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not blaming Amorim. Like I said to you, I've been on bike rides. I've thought about this long and hard. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming Amorim for this.
You're saying contemplation on the bike.
No, I have contemplation on the bike, bro. And you know what? I blame the people who bought him here, Musa. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Musa? We know more about the players we have.
No, I'm on INEOS.
It's not about me being on INEOS.
We're going to be there, protest everything. You know.
No, you know what I'm with you. Listen to this, Nordin. That Ashworth was sacked because he told them what your plan is for Amorim to bring him in, not back him in the winter transfer window and wait until the summer. Right now doesn't make sense. That's why he went, because he was telling them you can't bring in Amorim, not back him in the flipping in the summer with his new players and expect anything to be different. They were like, you're talking too much. Get rid of this guy. Ashworth leaves, they bring in Amorim and they do the exact same thing. That was his thing. He was saying, if you're going to do that, you might as well keep Erik Ten Hag. We should have just kept him. We still finished in the top 6 with Ten Hag. We still finished that. And that's not to say that Ten Hag is better than Amorim, but he started the season and you don't plan to back the new manager. So why are you rushing him in? At least keep Ruud van Nistelrooy. We should have kept Ruud as an interim until the end of the season because you wouldn't have backed Ruud. Ruud would have fought tooth and nail with Manchester United, with or without signings. He's flipping doing it now at Leicester with no signings in the window. So he would have fought tooth and nail to keep us in that top half of the league without any signings. And then at the end of the season, you say goodbye, Ruud, and you keep it moving with Amorim. This is the problem. This is why, and people don't get it. INEOS don't own Manchester United.
No, they don't. They are
the face of the Glazers. That's who they are. They are the face. They own the club. We're still being run by the Glazers. People say, oh, INEOS are going to build a new stadium. The Glazers are building a new stadium. INEOS ain't building anything. It's not their club. Why are people getting caught up? It's going to be more debt from a stadium that's going to be paid off through the renting of the land that they got to all these properties and hotels and buildings that they're going to build on it. They're still trying. Remember that article that came out that in the Glazers still hope to do business with the Qataris, hoping that build some hotels.
Well, 18 months anyway. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So it's a myth. It's a myth what these guys are doing. So the Glazers run Man United. INEOS is just the face of it, and nothing has really changed. People think because we got sporting director and we got this CEO, blah blah. They had the same thing before INEOS came. We just had the jobs for boys. But guess what? What did flipping INEOS do when they first came in? Didn't he give all his brethren jobs?
Yeah.
Who did he call for? Weren't it jobs for the boys? Weren't it flipping Dodgy Dave? Straight in the door.
Dodgy Dave that told us about a review and whatnot. You know what it is for me? It's like I see the Amorim's long-term vision, but in order to get the long-term vision, you have to do the simple things before that. I think it's common sense in it, like especially in an environment where you ain't gonna get everything ready. So it's like almost surviving, Nurdin, and unfortunately, the manager has to survive the kind of onslaught. And we can say, Nurdin, you have to stick to your principles, and we want to say this and you and this and that. But this is very, very unprecedented. I've never seen Man United lose 8 in 12, Nurdin. You haven't, have you? Nurdin, in your lifetime, 8 in 12. This is not normal, Nurdin. That's why I'm saying to you.
The point that I wanted to make, that's what happens when you sack a manager.
Common ground.
That's what happens, Saeed. Saeed, if I'll remind you.
I'm sorry,
me and Musa were like, well, me and Musa were saying, maybe just give it to Rude till the end of the season. You were like, no, Manchester United.
No, and that's wrong. Two things can be right.
No. Listen, the point we wanted to make is that when you wanted to, Rude at least knew. Rude, you know what happens, when you got like a coach, first team coach like Ten Hag, and then you got a number 2. Saeed, you know that it's good cop, bad cop. You know the phenomenon.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Right now, Rude was the good cop. That's where you got the players reacting to him. That's why Casemiro was really wounded. Casemiro was really devastated when Rude went. So the point I want to make to you, I just try to explain to you, Saeed, is that at the end of the day, bringing in a manager mid-season without using the January transfer to back that guy, to at least give him 3 or 4 signings that can implement his way of what he wants to do, from what the plan that you agreed with him, by the way, it's the same thing Wilcox and Omar Barada agreed to what's happening, what he's doing right now. And if I'll say this, me and Musa talked about this before, but if the Glazers and INEOS sack Amorim, do not be shocked if Omar Barada gets sacked as well. Just letting you know that. Yeah. Just letting you know that.
He's on fraud watch anyway, because he's talking about 2028 and all of this. He's on fraud watch, yeah. But because his CEO, he was the one that wanted Amorim. He was the one after him.
Yeah, and this is the point that I want to make to you guys. So we knew more about this team than Amorim did. We knew the pitfalls of our players. He's coming, like Musa said before, he said, this job is harder than I thought. Of course it is, because it's Manchester United. Every manager, I don't think every manager was a failure. I don't think every big player we've signed in the last 12 years have been failure, but we stink the place out. And that's why nowadays, back in the day, in my days, if you left Manchester United, your career was on a downward spiral. If you now leave Manchester United, guess where you are, Saeed?
Yeah. I know.
You're moving into bigger and better things. You're moving into bigger and better things at the end of the day. So for me, the club is toxic. There's something quite raw and toxic about it. People smash the effing like on the video and respect the original.
Nearly 1,000 likes, man. 663, man. Let's get these likes up to 1,000, man. We
respect
can do it,
the original podcast of this channel, people.
Yeah,
smash the
big
like.
up, man.
Yeah.
Feels like he's given up, arrived too early. Saying real talk, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I respect our biggest rival. The football has been bad for too long now. One-sided in world football that you make.
No, do you think one player is going to fix us?
No, one player going to fix it, man. You know what I'm saying? If there's one player that I would take right now, it's probably Lemony Yamal, but that's again another question.
Listen, 4 players have us playing a different type of football.
Yes.
4 players.
You're back in this fraud when we're in the championship.
4 players, Saeed, have us play a new 6 like Edison. Yeah, who is this? A new 6 like Edison.
I said love.
Yeah, like a new 6, a new 10.
I'm not blaming him.
And another wing back. We're playing a different style of football. I know that for sure because I've seen enough of it in Ahmad. But we definitely need to get players who are rapid though. We can't get because I saw Dog yesterday and he's got a good level of pace about him, but it's hard to explain, man. It's not like it's not a rapid like takeoff. Like it's over a gradual, period of lengths, like over the field. It's not like he's off. Because Ahmad might not be that fast over a long distance, but you see when Ahmad starts moving, he moves quickly.
No, he moves quickly. Yeah, I know.
I didn't see that from Dorgu yesterday, but I think Dorgu done well. I think
Dorgu did well. Xerxes did well.
Xerxes
a lot of people
did very well.
Me and a lot of people say that Xerxes, bro, it's about time, man. You don't become player of the year at
a lot of Spurs fans. I was with the Spurs fans and they were rating him. A lot of them were saying, "Okay,
bro, come on, man."
Berbatov. They saw what they used to see with Berbatov, and because they saw the nutmegs, they saw him getting that.
Bro, he was cold yesterday, man.
They saw the touches.
He was to be fair, he was the only light in a shit fucking game.
Yeah, him and Dogu.
And I felt sorry for Dogu as well.
But the two Portuguese lads,
Obrigado.
If we would have went the Bernardo thing, because if we would have went with the Brazilians, I'll tell you for free, you drop Bruno for Casemiro and you drop Delo for Anthony, we would have had a better team. I don't care what anyone tells me.
We play better. We play better, man. Trust me. But people don't want to hear that, though, innit? They want to say, "Oh."
I'll tell you for free, Saeed. Casemiro Nugarte in the middle of the park with someone like Mainu and flipping what's the name Xerxes. They're not losing the ball. Them 2 players.
No, they're not.
It's not about pace and all of that. Listen, David Silva never had pace. Bernardo Silva doesn't have pace. When you got players that can keep the ball and they got strength, they just keep the ball. They're not afraid of it.
Yep.
They're not afraid that 2 or 3 players are coming around and they start
man. Guys, the Obrigado gang, man. Listen, it is what it is. Michael, you say you can see Amra's vision. In olden times, do you know what they called a man who claimed he could see another man's vision? Crazy. What? What's that mean? I don't know. You man. Do you know what he's trying to say here?
It's just, yeah. I know what he's trying to say.
I genuinely don't get what you're trying to say here, bro.
Yeah, he said back in the day, anyone who claims they can see another man's vision, dream, they would have called you crazy. So he says, if they called you crazy back then, they're going to call you crazy today then.
Yeah.
Okay, got to be. No, but the thing is, though, you know what it is here for me? It's like, we're not saying the manager's a bad manager. You know what I'm saying to you? But
why did he bottle it? I don't want to come into it. Why did he bottle playing the youngsters yesterday? Why did he bottle it?
Because he wanted a little 1-0. Little 1-0, take that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you, man.
We were not scoring, man. We were not scoring. One of them.
I'm being serious. He probably thought, you know what, little 1-0 or something like that. You know, let's take a little 1-0 or something like that. I don't know, bro. You don't bring someone.
He fucking bottled it.
He bottled it. I know this is. He bottled it. I'll be honest with you.
He put all of them on the bench and didn't fucking bring them up. You know one thing about this football club.
Cody should have came on. Cody could have came on.
Listen, this football club is built on youth.
They brought on Odegaard. Do you know who Odegaard is? I don't know who Odegaard is.
Of course, the youngster.
They brought in that Mike Kimo. I don't know who that Mike Kimo is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, bro? I've seen them, bro. Archie Gray is 18, you know that. Just because he came from Leeds doesn't mean that he's
one thing about Ange. Ange bottled it. When he got injuries, he played the kids.
Bro, guys, you know when you actually deep these players, why is it at every other club like they're ready or they're not ready? So they're ready. But at Man United, it's like they're not ready. They're not.
It's bullshit. That's it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Brother, I'm telling you now, I'm telling you now, bro.
He bottled it. I blamed him for that yesterday. I criticized him for that yesterday.
What are you going to do in 3 minutes? The ball. Onana, this absolute prick, decided to play the ball flipping short to Dorgu, Then the ball went out. Then I think someone else, Hoyland.
He didn't have a touch. He didn't have a touch.
This, oh my God, Hoyland, get out of my club, seriously, man. I'm done with this, brother, man. The touch here, that set us back a little bit. So that 3 minutes we wasted.
Saeed, why are you giving him 3 minutes? Why are you giving him 3 minutes? Why? It's embarrassing.
Oh, I don't, yeah, man. It's that pressure, bro. Right
Saeed,
now, more than ever.
Saeed, Morehouse could have come on.
Listen,
Morehouse could have come on. Morehouse
yeah, I don't watch. Right? I'm not seeing Morehouse.
I do, and I'm telling you, Morehouse would have given us more in midfield, right? Morehouse could have come on. You could have brought on Jack Fletcher if you put Bruno at the number 10 and maybe gone a bit more attacking. And you could have played Obi Martin up front instead of could have brought him on 60 minutes after an hour.
You know what? A lot of people would have said, you know what? Fair play. We lost the game, but the manager went and said, you know what?
He went for it. He went for the youngsters. Yes.
Yeah.
And we would have seen them. We would have seen them, Saeed. Right.
And this is what Van Gaal did, yeah. When he realized, yo, listen, the quality might not be great. I don't really like what I've got right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the youngsters on, yeah. And they're gonna play my system, they're gonna understand it. And bro, we balled out, bro, against Arsenal, against, and these guys had Cazorla on the pitch and that. You know what I mean? Them man had professionals in their teams, you know what I mean? But we went, you know what, let's have it. We didn't win every game, but you know what? There was a determination. And the manager, the kids that believe in the manager and they believe in the philosophy. You've got this kind of type of Xavi. Look where Xavi was when you know what I mean? Like, bro, he came in. And that. Wrong.
I agree. I think the only time I would have gave Amorim an excuse for persisting with this level in his style of play if he was playing a lot of young players. If he was playing a lot of young players, I would have gave him all the excuses to persist with it with the young team. But the fact that he's trying to do it with some of the old players and the players that are not good enough, like the Albergado guys, it's not going to work. And that's the problem. And someone saying that Osherman's terrorizing the Turkish league. He's banged in another 2 today. That's my guy anyway. I know in world football, there's not a lot of better strikers than Osherman. And I know if he comes in,
I don't know, man. You need some, bro. I'll be real with you, man. It's going to be difficult to attract players when you got no European.
They want our players, though. They want Garnacho. We all know that.
Bro, we missed out on Garnacho the boat, man.
Nah, they want him. And I think they've had
United are going to pull out again for 60-odd million, and that's some problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to change. The summer's going to be a different window. I can see him. And you know what? Anthony's going to be wanted. A lot of teams are going to want Anthony because he's shown. I don't think Anthony.
You know what it is? I think a lot of these players think that the manager is going to get sacked. Hence why they went out on loans and they say, you know what, we're coming back.
They won't come back. His agent saying he'll come back, but I see Anthony going to a bigger team as well. I can see him doing like what Mason Greenwood.
You know the caliber of the goals. Like whether you think of Anthony or not, these goals are actually good goals from Anthony.
Yeah, he's a confident player, but Anthony's always when he's confident in the right team.
Let's not get over Saeed. Did Anthony not score in the first? Could he start amazing at Manchester?
No, but Norridin, I said this yesterday, yeah. During Ruben Amorim's time, what has Anthony done wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing
that I could
see. So we're judging him on the basis of how Erik ten Hag, what he did under Erik ten Hag, the same manager who said he's not going to play the Ajax way after getting Ajax players. So the kid comes in.
Do you think the Lions then? Do you think also he's been so regimented in his system, yeah? That he's overlooked certain players that he think he didn't need. Like he's looked
at. Of course he has.
Let me throw this out. You know what I mean? Like you said about the TV analogy.
Of course he has, because I tell you free, the 2 Brazilians would have done better than the 2 Portuguese players. I just know that. I've seen enough because I haven't seen. That's the problem, because I haven't seen.
Bro.
I haven't seen Anthony do anything wrong under Amorim. Nor have I seen Casemiro. Casemiro yesterday was left in the midfield on his own because Bruno was just running, doing whatever he wanted. I watched Casemiro yesterday.
What Bruno does, though, he'll get a GA, right? And then that will kind of be like, yo, man.
He's over the cracks.
Yeah, he paper over the cracks. That's what happens to Bruno.
This is why I told you. Nobody, listen, I'm going to say this again. Casemiro, Ugarte, Ahmad and Dorgu with a back 3 of Martinez, De Ligt, and Mazraoui. We are solid, man. No one's having us up. Plus, we got 2 wing backs who can attack. The problem is always going to be the front 3. But now you've seen what someone like Zertsky can do in a 10, and flipping what's his name, Mainu, it's a different. Now it's just a striker.
You know what? And also for me, obviously, Colin Ward has been doing bits and that.
I told you.
Wow, you see the spin yesterday.
I know, but
But Saeed, you know what, Saeed, I'm not lying to you. That league, Saeed, though, I'm with you. I don't trust that league. I don't trust that league.
Listen. Scoring against Italian. Scoring.
And our league's better. What's the league? Look at our league yesterday. Tottenham versus Man United.
Scoring against Italian defense. Listen, scoring against Italian teams is not easy. Everyone will tell you.
I would have took Colomanani. I would have took him, but Manchester United, we don't sustain enough attack. We don't sustain enough attack.
I got scarred by PSG, bro. What I saw PSG, man, them. If you watch them,
she's the one that's been roasting Anthony. She's got blood on her hands.
I know.
She wanted Anthony gone.
Happy birthday, Mina. Happy birthday, Mina.
But you know what it is, though, man. You know what it is for me. It's like, bro, we're concussing it. What do you say about we're not professionals? What do we say?
We're not qualified. Man United fans are not qualified to speak on good football. When was the last time we saw it?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Someone who's driving a banger that used to be the top car back in the day, and he's talking about the big cars now. We're not qualified.
Is that the same reason why they want most of the fan base want Paul Pogba back? I said, bro, for what for?
We're not qualified. We just want anyone to help us.
I swear down. We want anyone to help us.
He's one game from being called a BC. We know it. At Old Trafford. He's one game away.
True, it's true. It's so true. When you deep it like that, it's like this idea that Paul Pogba comes in and we instantly change. I don't want that. Not only do I don't want that for him, I know what the media is going to be like. I know there's going to be a new scapegoat. Just honestly, bro, like Paul Pogba, stay away from this mess, bro. I'll be real with you, man. Like, stay away from this mess.
What I want to people for Anthony, people are saying the Anthony revision, Who did well under Eric Ten Hag that up front? What forward players were doing great things? This is
Rashford
the same
one season, just one season, Rashford.
That's what I'm saying. No one done well under Eric Ten Hag up front. And then on top of that, the manager that brought the kid in from Ajax told the whole world he doesn't want to play Ajax football. But Anthony has always been a tidy player, possession-wise, keeping the ball. His technique, it's never been poor. But in terms of how it was being implemented under Eric Ten Hag, his style of play, it didn't work. And he got cussed in game because people wanted him to be this Brazilian that picks up the ball and runs through the whole team and scores. He's not going to do that. He was similar to Jadon Sancho. He needs to play off people in the middle of the park, 1 and 2 overlap. And that's why when you see him with Ahmad and he's doing that, you see a better player. You see a better team. I just think people wanted too much. Yes, we paid 85 million, but Anthony's not a player that costs more than 40 M's. He was always maximum. His ceiling was 50 million. That's the top you're paying for him.
Yeah,
and it's not his fault that we went and paid the flipping. And remember, they didn't even want more than 50 million for Anthony at the start of the season.
No, they didn't. You know what it is for me? Big up the super chat as well, man. If Prime Keen was there, do you not look top? Nah, we don't. Big up my guy Tariq said, big up brothers, man. It's Ramadan blessings coming after Red Devils. Big up my G, man. Big up Tariq, man. You know what I mean? Ramadan.
Big up Tariq, man. Big up Tariq. Love, brother. Ramadan Mubarak. But I honestly, man, Ahmad is out. The season for me is done, man. I'm just kind of like, even though we need results, and I always make that clear, but in terms of the season right now, like, a lot of people's head's gonna turn, but I think How was your flight back?
Yeah, it was all right, man. It was all right, man. But
an hour. It was an hour. It took an hour.
No, it actually took 35 minutes. They
I told you. I said it was half an hour. I told you.
Yeah, but why did they put it on the website then? You know what I mean? People saying Europa League we have a chance, bro. With what, man?
Are you kidding me?
I don't see it with what. Bro.
I told you we should have got out of that way back. Yeah. I told you.
Let me mark my words here. That Everton game, if we lose that year, I think the fan base will fully turn on the manager.
We're gonna lose.
That for me,
I'm already predicting it here. We're going to lose.
You know what I'm saying?
12:30 Saturday. It's 12:30 Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, 12:30 Saturday. Yeah. So if you're down in it, you know what I mean? I don't know if you want to come back. Yeah, you know what I mean? Bro, I swear down, bro, man. You know what, man? It's like Man's just here, innit? But really and truly, man, I don't really want to watch, you know, be talking.
Listen, yesterday my friend got me out of my house. He said he had a ticket for me for Spurs. I don't live too far from the Spurs stadium, so I went to it. Just half time, I said, I don't know what possessed me to get out of my house, to go in the cold, to watch that nonsense. I don't know what possessed me. Like, not again.
Real talk, man. That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. There's only a couple of games I'm gonna go to at Old Trafford, man. The rest of them, I'm not really about, bro. I can't lie to you, man. Nuruddin, I thought if you want my tickets for them games, but I'm not really about, man. I can't lie to you, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, real talk.
I might have to give Bombay a shout.
Yeah,
Bombay done his backing. He's done his backing, side. He's done his backing.
Yeah, my big up most of it. I'm gonna watch you know. I might watch it on Thursday, you know, man. I can't lie. Captain America's out. Captain America or something like that.
Nah. I'm not watching that Zionist piece of shit.
Here we go.
Nah, there is.
What's happened?
There's a Zionist in it. One of the Zionists in it, Israeli soldier. She's in the film, man, and they're not saying nothing about it. Yeah. But you can watch it. But Saeed, have you watched Black Hawk Down Surviving?
No, I've not watched. I need to start that. ASAP, man.
You need to watch that, man. You need to watch that.
Yeah, no, if
you know.
Yeah, hate to say it because he's scored goals here, but Bruno Fernandes is the biggest problem at the club. That's how we play. Wants to play. He must leave. Bro, I've made it clear about Bruno Fernandes, but I think for me, he's got a cult of fan base, right? That
it's XG, the XG cult, you know. It's the XG
I don't know what it is, bro. Like, they're still putting him in teams, bro.
The XG cult,
I mean, like, just still, like, you know, like, I don't know, man. It's just weird, bro. I don't like it. I really, really don't like the cult of his kind of team. So his fan base and whatnot. I don't rate it, bro. And like I said to you, Nuruddin, Everton game, mark my words, man. I'm telling you now, Nuruddin, the fan base will turn on the manager. Whether you like it or not, Nuruddin, they're going to turn on the manager. Simple as that. That's what I believe anyway. You know what I mean? I hope he gets a result.
No, listen, I don't disagree with you because some of them have turned already. I don't disagree with you. A lot of people have turned already.
They've turned big time.
But for me, I look at it and think, how long has he been here? And then I look at how long has he had on the training ground. Then I look at all the different things. We know more about this football club than he will ever do. We know more about these shit players than he will ever do. Yeah. But I think he's made fundamental mistakes. I don't believe like letting Rashford go, Anthony go. Yeah. But did you see, Saeed, that they counted Heaven as a first team signing?
Yeah, I know. But that's what I know. You know what I mean? And this, I don't know why this guy keeps spamming this, bro. Like, bro, what? Like, I told you already, bro. I'm not doing no in and out, bro. If you're out, cool. We can debate about it, but I'm not really like bothered. If you're out or in, I don't really care, bro.
We got bigger problems. We got bigger fish to fry than being in and out.
Bigger problems, but it's just like, for me, it's like if you have your opinion, cool. We'll talk about it. But like, bro, like, stop telling me, admit you're around. I'm just telling you the problems here, and I will discuss it. We keep discussing it. I'm not accepting his performances. I don't accept his results. I will hold the manager accountable. But I told you already, guys, yeah? I'm not doing this in and out business anymore, bro. I'm not. You get me? Because it just doesn't serve any purpose. If he leaves, yeah, the manager leaves, yeah, and the results are going like this, yeah, I'm not going to say, you know what, man, the manager deserved to stay because the results haven't been there. But I also then will question INEOS a lot more, and we'll have to have serious conversation about the way they run the show. So for me, like I said to you, man, it's not about in and out anymore. It's about holding people accountable, and that's what I'm doing right now. Just holding people accountable, and that's it.
Game in, game out, we criticize because that's what we watch, the performance. Yeah. We criticize the coach, we criticize the players. But the idea to me, I'm in the manager out when I know the truth about what's going on with this football club.
But you know what? You also look to understand that, you cannot lose these amount of games and think, our manager should be safe and I should be saying, back the process and this and that. You can't lose 8 and 12 and me just say back the process. You know what I mean, bro? Like, you can't do that. I can't come in and say, 6-7 or whatever it is, but like, you know what I mean? And they say back the process. I can't do that, I'm afraid. What I can say is, right, cool. There's mitigating circumstances. There's context behind it.
There's context behind it.
I can't say
in a vacuum. Things don't happen.
Yeah, I can't say trust the process when reality
Things don't happen in a vacuum.
9 and 12, bro, and be 15th, and it means just to be positive spin on it. I don't do that.
No, there's no positive
do that.
spin. I don't blame it on. To me, the difference would be is that I don't blame everything on Amorim. I don't.
Yeah, no, of course,
the
of course.
Context is there. The context is there.
100%.
January window was open for a whole month, and if they wanted something to happen to help this guy along, to maybe be finished 12th or 13th or whatever, and stop dropping down the table, they could have helped him. But there are some positive toxicity, and that's what Z's calling out. Yeah.
Listen, people, man, what a show, man. Solid show. Big up to everyone who's super chatted.
Saeed, have you got 1,000 likes? Because I'm gonna put this on
man,
again.
I haven't got 1,000 likes.
That's Saeed. That's a disgraceful. Let me just post this again.
Man, 752, man. That means 1,000 people don't like the video. It's sad. And we had a good show today as well. You know what I mean? So you lot, man, it should be 50%. You know what I mean? 50% at least.
I don't know why. I genuinely think they're doing it to annoy you. I really think to annoy us. I think they're doing it to annoy us.
Yeah. So please just like the video. We're gonna redirect to Flawless.
Somebody's saying, facts. He's the Portuguese Potter. I think Potter's using gold.
Down, bro. It's similarities, scary similarities, man. But listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, guys. We're gonna redirect to Flawless. Go over there. And just just say
big up Flawless, man.
Flawless, man. They got the man them talk, man, over there. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. There will be no streams, man. I'm at an event tomorrow, so make sure you're there. And you got any streams you want to plug?
Nah, I'm gonna report.
I'm a calling show, man. You should do a calling show. You know,
but maybe I should do a calling show tomorrow. But what I'm gonna do is I make a video, maybe part 2 for Gary Neville. Part 2.
Yeah. There you go, man. Guys, love, man. Like I said to you, man, stick together. I just keep saying that to you, lot.
So just wait there before you go, okay? When you end the stream, I want to ask you something.
Okay, cool.